Hey, what's going on, everybody? Froggy Sonics here. Nothing I say is financial advice. Happy Saturday. Remember, Monday, there is no stock market, Labor Day. So, long weekend. I hate long weekends. I want to get back to trading. First, I want to go and point out to everybody the ATF website on X, on Twitter. Just got to start calling it X. Talking about being on the ground in Maui. They posted this on August 30th, so not too long ago. The final ATF National Response Team members departed Maui today after investigating the devastating wildland fires on the island. Information gathered will be consolidated in the coming weeks and provided to Maui Fire Department and the other ATF agencies, which you can go to atfnews.gov. Very important. 4 members of the ATF Honolulu field office was deployed to Maui to support the NRT, conducting witness interviews, collecting video evidence. Information gathered by the NRT will be consolidated in coming weeks, provided to Maui Fire Department for inclusion in their department's origin and cause. ATF will not be doing its own origin and cause report, nor will it release any of its investigative findings publicly. So what's going to happen here, I thought they were going to report this publicly. This is going straight to the fire department, which really makes me think that they might already have a suspicion that the fire department failed to actually fully put out the fire on the island. I don't know. That's basically just me assuming. I could be wrong. This is the 21st NRT activation this fiscal year and the 910 since the program began in 78. So very important. Going to retweet that. Cause report on its origin and cause report. The fire department's going to have to come out with the report and announce to people what actually happened. That's when we're probably going to find out what's really going on here. Maui Fire. Oops. I think Maui Fire do they have their own Twitter now? I thought they said, let's see here. At Maui _ fire department. At Maui _ fire. Maui Fire Department. That's big news right there. That's pretty important. So, what up, Red Bill? What up? Happy Saturday. Go touch some grass. I did. Event traders assemble. Yeah, pretty much, man. It's gonna be wild. So make sure you guys go follow my Maui Fire Department if you're in the HE play. Hopefully soon we'll have some type of news come out about the origin and cause, what happened, how it happened. If it was power lines, then HE is responsible for it. But if they de-energized after the first fire outbreak and they were de-energized and another fire sprung up from other causes, then they're not going to be responsible for the Lahaina fire, which burned most of the city down and killed a lot of people. It was really sad. So we got that news. On that, also Weeble. Everybody was asking and wondering why HE, after an absolutely stellar run, basically building up from the cup and handle, making its handle that I talked about, it fell off after hours. Well, there was an article that came out on Weeble from Reuters talking about, I'll just pull it up. The government, and here it is. This article came out right after close, and I told everybody that something would happen after hours and an article would drop. Now, what I've noticed is Seeking Alpha and Market Beat are pretty bullish on HE. What I noticed is Reuters is not bullish on HE. They come out with article after article about the fires, and now they dump this after hours. On September 1st, and it says U.S. sues Southern California Edison over 2020 California wildfire. They came out with this right when the market closed and dropped it on the HE stock newsline, which is hilarious. It's so manipulative. You could smell it from a mile away. I called it 2 days ago. The U.S. government on Friday sued Southern California Edison, accusing the Edison International unit of negligence that caused the 2020 Bobcat fire, which burned close to 180 square miles in one of the largest wildfires ever in Los Angeles County. In a complaint filed in Los Angeles federal court, the government said the fire began on September 6, 2020, when a poorly maintained tree contacted power lines. So I'm wondering, was this just filed this week, or has this been filed, and are they regurgitating old news? The case is US v. Southern California District. Let's go see when the date it was filed. It's pretty wild that they decided to do that right after the Maui fires. Filed September 1st. They dropped it right in the after hours on September 1st. So it's just wild how these plays always go. People think that it's conspiracy theory and no, that stuff doesn't really happen. This is how the market works. They literally drop certain news at certain times pre-planned after they know the stock is going to go a certain way. That's why we have pattern recognition. That's why people use pattern recognition. Now, in my opinion, there's a big W forming here. It's not very pronounced, but it is a W on the daily. But again, if you go back, we had a perfect cup and a handle form that should have broke out further after hours, except they dump news on a bullish trend line. Hopefully Monday, this thing open up and just rips. Comes out of that cup and handle, rips up, forms a larger handle or a larger cup here on the daily, all the way back up to, let's even just say 21 right here, forms a cup and the handle shoots us back to 31. Now, again, what we're going to be watching for is the Maui Fire Department to come out and announce the official origin and cause report, which if the fire department put the initial fire out and they claim that and the secondary started up because they actually didn't, they're obviously not going to admit to that, in my opinion. I really don't want to assume the fire department did anything wrong, but this is very strange activity that's happening on the island. The government came out and immediately blamed the power company without doing any type of investigation and is suing them, which caused a massive stock price drop. Now, if the Maui government illegally or sued these guys frivolously and had no investigation, HE could come back and sue the Maui government for intentionally trying to crash the stock price. And what's really going to be bad is when insurance claims come out and they screw the people of Maui over, the people of Lahaina over, is going to be so sad, because you got to understand something. One, 2,200 houses burned down, over $5.5 billion in damages. They got to get material to the island to rebuild houses. Housing is at an all-time peak everywhere in the world, meaning the insurance cost to rebuild those homes is going to be astronomical. I see the insurance companies not doing the Maui citizens very well. The government's only giving them $98 million for $5.5 billion in damages, and the $98 million sounds like it's going directly to electrical line infrastructure, not to the people to rebuild. Very sad situation. So, if this all works out and my thesis is correct, which really it's not a thesis, it's more of a gamble. The charting looks great. We're coming out of a perfect cup and handle formed off on the 4 hour and the daily into a new double bottom, $9 double bottom, maybe a new cup forming on the daily over a month period into a handle back to 31 for the gap fill. And if it hits and I make money, I'm going to be giving a very generous donation directly to the GoFundMes for the people who live in Lahaina. I'm going to find one directly that is being held for those people in the city, not through The Rock, not through Oprah, who in my opinion, Oprah over in Hawaii, she's a colonizer. Oprah's got more money than God, and they're doing a fundraiser, which is okay, raise money, cool. But now I don't trust a single celebrity with anything they ever do. Oprah's home was completely untouched. Maybe The Rock because he's a native there, but I don't know. I'd rather give directly to the people of Lahaina. So if we win on this one, I'll be donating. I'll post the one I donate to. And if you are playing this play and you got in with me and you win, I'm not asking you to, but if you want to, go ahead and drop some money also to the GoFundMe. We'll do a good thing. We'll raise some money for them, get it directly to the people, and play a little bit of Robin Hood here. That's what I like to do. So Pam the Trader, what's up? How are you? Maui, you miss it so much. Have a wonderful weekend. You too. Yeah, it is really sad. We're going to try to do what we can for them. If this play kicks off, we're going to do some good. Tactical reviews. Don't forget, Kramer said HE is very risky. Oh, God. I'm so glad I invested in HE then. If Kramer's saying HE is very risky, inverse Kramer. Boom. And so far, it's looking really good. Somebody knows what's going on, and they snatched all this up at 9, and they blew shorts out of the water on this one. Short interest is not being reported correctly on this. So I'm hoping Monday, cup, handle, we come back in pre-market, gap up, have a good day, get back to 21 bucks, find some resistance into a bigger cup and handle, boom, gap fill 31 on news, where hopefully the Maui Fire Department comes out and says it was just a very unfortunate series of events. A power line fell, started the fire, we put it out, they de-energized, and another ignition source came up, which is unknown at this time. Could have been anything. It could have been somebody's solar array in their home caught on fire. It could have been somebody flicked a cigarette butt. It could have been anything. More than likely, it was probably a power line at this time, because they are admitting they were the cause of the original fires. But you got 85, 90 mile an hour winds and microbursts. Any power line's going to fall in that type of event. So it wasn't just like California where a tree fell on a power line and burned down an entire forest because they forgot to trim the trees. So yeah, the big conspiracy is it's direct energy weapons. I totally get it. They exist. I completely believe it. There is video of power lines falling in Lahaina, catching dry brush on fire. So we'll see. But the thing is, it's a land grab. This is 100% a land grab. Joe Biden came out and goes, well, this isn't a land grab. This isn't a land grab. We're just giving them $98 million for the power lines, but we're not going to help the people out at all. We gave billions to Ukraine, and we can't give even $1 billion to Maui? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? In my opinion, the U.S. government should go in, give $1 billion or $2 billion to Maui to help people rebuild their homes, because what it is it is a land grab. Investors are already calling the Lahaina citizens trying to buy their properties, and these citizens are not going to have enough money to rebuild properties, and the insurance is going to rip them. It's going to be a really sad story. Then the next thing we'll see in 5 years, a mega mansion, hotel, whatever, or more millionaire properties being bought up there. It's really sad. So hopefully we can do a little bit of good. Let's check the Twitter feed real quick, see if there's any other news. Right now, I don't see the Maui Fire Department has put anything up. Maui. Let's read just real quick what they got. Doesn't look like it. They were posting things about wildfires. August 30th, they posted more. But I'm not seeing any cause and origin or nothing. Look like a bunch of upstanding guys. We'll see what happens, man. Maybe they did their job and the fire was out and another fire started. Who knows? I'm not blaming them at all. Just a really sad series of events, but we'll see. Have you gotten into contact with anyone over there, or do you know anyone that lives there? I think I actually do know somebody that lives over there, but I have not contacted them yet. I'm kind of hesitant on doing that, considering that I am making an investment play, even though I'm doing it for good reasons. I think those people are just still trying to recover, man. So to me, from what I saw, and ABC put out a really good timeline, and I'll put it in the chat for you guys. This is a very, very good thing that ABC put together here, and I played it for you guys the other day. There was the fire in the highlands caused by the power lines. That was contained. That was reported early in the morning. High winds, maybe a tree hit the power line. We're not sure yet. The Lahaina fire, I don't know how the power line fell on the first event where it hit the dry grass and started the fire. But when the fire department went to put it out, they de-energized. They put the fire out. The fire was 100% contained according to the Maui Fire Department. The lines were then claimed to be de-energized by Hawaiian Electric executives into the point where the second fire started hours later on a different part of Lahaina, not too far away, but over by the school. Then, immediately after the fires ripped through the town, the Maui government came out, and the local government, and had filed a lawsuit against Hawaiian Electric before anything was even done. The island was still on fire, and these people filed a lawsuit. And what they're trying to do, in my opinion, is shift blame because the Maui government completely failed the people of Lahaina. Completely failed them. The warning systems were not working. The fire hydrants were not working. They were blocking roads instead of evacuating people off the island, claiming live power lines and this and that. And to me, when the emergency manager resigned while the fires were still going, it just doesn't make any sense. It seems like it was a complete disaster on the emergency response, in my opinion, to file a lawsuit against Hawaiian Electric before any investigation even happened. You're basically assuming guilt ahead of innocence, and it caused billions of dollars to fall off on their stock price. They could be held very liable. If Hawaiian Electric is not to blame for the fires that tore through Lahaina, one, this is going to explode back to normal, but they may sue the Hawaiian government. So we'll see. Either way, let's go in, just check real quick if there's any other HE news. But the fall off after hours, the 2% that hit was because of the article that Reuters came out with, which I'm not surprised. Go to latest. Oh, look, it's me. Titans, HE, top analyst price target for tomorrow. That was 1 hour ago. This guy just trying to sell a Discord. I hate these people trying to sell Discords, man. Here's another one. Look, it's another one. These are bots. These are fake accounts pumping somebody's Discord. Lotto trade recap. Youssef. Multi-day resistance breakout play with healthy buying volume. Stock was due bounce for crazy drop in days bought. ODT calls. Sold half after bearish hammer. Second half on close below 9 EMA. Replying to Mr. Beast. I'm interviewing Walter Scans. He was written amazing biographies. Why did he tag? Dude, these bots and these. Ugh. Hawaii Governor Josh Green's top priority to deal with Maui.
Don't use social.
Today, the primary focus will be on Hawaii's Governor Josh Green. Even his last name is a telltale sign of the plan that's possibly in place.
Doing reporting through social media is idiotic. Don't use social media. Do not rely on people who fancy themselves as influencers. The word influencer, right off the bat, suggests that they want to influence you.
Get off your phone. Get off your tablet.
So after everything that happened, this is what they care about. This is what they hold press conferences about. Don't listen to influencers. Don't use social media. Put away your phone. This is
They have a lot of explaining to do. I mean, don't trust social media reporting? Tucker Carlson does all of his news on Twitter now, and they're going after socials? That's like, hey, don't listen to anything except what we have put out in our state-funded government news. What do you think of the updated FBI unaccounted list standing at 385? That's part of the local government problem here. People are missing, and these folks are worried about their personal image. They're worried about their public political image, and they don't want people talking about it on socials because of stuff just like this, because they failed the people. They failed the Lahainan people, the people of Lahaina. It's crazy. That is so low energy and so toxic to come out when there's people missing still and they're worried about social media influencers. How about do your job? Now, I'm not going to get into the conspiracies of why people are missing, why there's still children missing. You guys know how I feel about human trafficking, man. I think it's one of the globe's largest problems, and it is very suspicious. This fire, I have to tell you guys in all seriousness and truth, this fire ripped through Lahaina so fast it moved, I think they said, a mile a minute. That fire, that type of fire with 85-mile-an-hour winds will kill somebody in less than 30 seconds via suffocation and burning. It's so sad that a lot of people got caught in this fire and have probably been very sadly again reduced to ash. Like I can't explain how intense the flames of that fire must have gotten to the point to where people fled to the ocean. Like it's the saddest thing I've ever seen in my life, and I'm trying to be as sensitive about it as I can and still function in the play to make this money to try to help these folks. But I just keep coming back to seeing the local government failed. And they can't come out and announce that they failed before a presidential election because it's going to be politicized to the max. And already Joe Biden's out there saying the problem is global warming. It's so corrupt and crooked. The government failed in their emergency response. Hawaiian Electric needs to prove their innocence, that they didn't cause the fires because the lines were still energized after power lines were down. Now, if there was another fire reported, then how did this fire go unnoticed by the fire department? Was there a mistake in, hey, we already put that fire out, there's not one over there anymore, and it was a different fire and a different event that they didn't understand? Because I did not hear anything yet of the fire department responding to the secondary fire that started in Lahaina. I only heard about them responding to the first. Were they sent to the other side of the island in the Highlands to help out with the Highland fire? Who knows? That's what the report has to find out. Hopefully we get the truth. But either way, big prayers for the people of Lahaina. I can't imagine what you're going through. I went through kind of a similar disaster in my hometown. Not as bad, but we had 3 dams blow up. Private dam owner, Boyce Hydro in Michigan, undermaintained 3 of their dams for over 14 years out of state and federal regulations. And when those dams blew up because of a 500-year flood type rain that we got, our governor, Gretchen Whitmer, was nowhere to be found. This wiped out entire towns, wiped out people's homes, wiped out schools, farms, it was a disaster. And Gretchen Whitmer was nowhere to be found for over 2 weeks. And we complained about these dams for years. I wrote Senator Stabenow multiple times about the dam issues that we were facing and the fact that it was affecting our lake. Our lake is our main source of economy in that town. It's where everybody boats. It's where everybody comes to vacation and have rental properties. The lakes are still gone. They're now rebuilding the dams. The lake beds have been cleaned up, and they're looking to have the lake back in a couple years. But it was a massive disaster, and it caused hundreds of millions of dollars in damage. And Gretchen Whitmer was literally nowhere to be found. So I totally get what the people are going through. Red Bill, I'm thinking about picking up some calls on IDEX. They have a couple more days until they meet the $1 continued listing requirements, and they're going to try and pump off of that short term. What do you think? That might be good to hedge yourself. I'm still heavy on puts because I plan on exercising. But don't forget, IDEX is they failed to file their 10Q. So they're in trouble right now. They're delinquent and non-compliant. And they still, that was August 17th. As far as I know, they still have not filed a 10Q. They're non-compliant. They're under $4. I think NASDAQ listing requirements is $4 and certain market cap size. Yeah. And I think they're still rated as non-compliant. Where's my phone? If you check the ticker on your mobile app, it'll tell you that it's delinquent. So it might be good to hedge because I have a really big IDX position, but it's out till October 20. I think IDEX is going to fall. It's just lining up for a falling knife, in my opinion. Like this is textbook right here. It's trying to find support at 295, and it's bounced a couple times, but it's not making any attempt to retest any of its old highs, which was probably 324. So we're sitting here at these lower levels making lower lows. This thing is probably just going to fall off a cliff when they get delisted. If it goes back under $1 before October 20, I'll exercise my puts into a short, and then I'll hold it till 3 cents. So there are 4 schools who just reported their re-enrollment numbers, 2 elementary schools, 1 intermediate, and 1 high school. I'm not going to get too much into the missing peoples thing. I think Terrible is covering that pretty good on Twitter. Okay, here's something cool, though. What do you guys want me to ask Mark? Put in the comments. If you want me to ask Mark something specific, I'll pick one and I'll ask him today. He's doing an Ask Anything for his super follow, so if you guys have something you want to ask him, go ahead. One elementary school is negative 34% enrollment and the other is 46. I'm telling you, honestly, to be totally honest with you, there is video of children running from the fires that I don't know if they were just at home by themselves, what happened. There is video of children fleeing from the fires on the island the day it was burning. I'm guessing more than likely a lot of children got caught in that, unfortunately. I mean, it's just fire starts up with 85-mile-an-hour winds in a housing district during drought conditions. So high school's negative 41%. That's insane. That's really sad. Mm, that's a good one. Either way, guys, that's about all I got today. I wanted to do a quick video. I'm going to post this on Twitter. I would ask Mark, what does he look at when researching a stock, short or go long? Yeah, I can do that. I'm going to tell you that he's going to probably say something like CEOs. He always says, bet the jockey, not the horse. So, and that works very well. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to kick off. Want to do a quick video. Thanks for coming in. Please like the video. How much is SBF hair worth? Where is Caroline Ellison? Nobody cares that I need a date to prom. Carolyn Ellison, will you go to prom with me? Where the F is she? She's just as guilty as Sam Bankman for Alameda Research, and she's just gone, dude. Somebody find Carolyn Ellison for me. Please like the video, share it. Appreciate you guys. I'm going to post it up on my Twitter so you guys can rewatch it if you're on Twitter. Make sure to follow me. And I hope you guys have a really good weekend. If any other news comes out, I have a feeling you're going to get news on HE before Monday or before Monday afternoon. And then market open Tuesday, we're going to see what really happens. I got a feeling news is going to drop, but we'll see, man. So you guys all have a good weekend. Take care. Froggy Stomachs out.